So this one, this last slok, we always will read that. Every chapter has that last slok. And somebody has asked this question when we talked about how to study Bhagavad Gita. The question was that what is Bhagavad Gita? How to study was, but this slok answers what is Bhagavad Gita. And every so we'll see this. Om Tat Saditi.
Om Tat Saditi.
Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu.
Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu.
Upanishatsu.
Upanishatsu.
Brahma Vidyayam.
Brahma Vidyayam.
Yoga Shastre.
Yoga Shastre.
Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade.
Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade.
Karma Sannyasa Yogo Nama Panchamodhyayah.
Karma Sannyasa Yogo Nama Panchamodhyayah.
So at the end of every chapter, our Acharya just says that. So there is only thing last, the chapter name changes, but rest everything remains same. So let's look at, somebody has asked, what is Bhagavad Gita? So at the broad level, Hindus have three category of spiritual text. One is Ved. Ved means a book of knowledge. We said 4 Ved or 5 Ved, but book of knowledge where the high level knowledge is given. Second is Puran. Puran by definition, Puran जैसे भागवत पुराण है, सत्यनारायण कथा आती है, स्कंद पुराण, and then Vishnu Puran, Shiv Puran, Durga Puran, all Puran, Ganesh Puran. So Puran means Puran api nav iti Puran. The one Puran word means old, same thing, Purana Shabd is there, which is old, api now, still new, still valid, that is Puran. तो इसलिए हमारे जो पुराणों में कथाएं ध्रुव प्रहलाद की आज भी हम पढ़ते हैं, बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं. Oh, this Puran, right? But still it is valid. There is a message. So Satyanarayan Katha comes from Skanda Puran. Today Satyanarayan Katha is one which unites the entire community. Of course, we don't do it right. That's a different story, but it is still there, that old, but it unites the community. So that is Puran. And third is Itihas, third category. Itihas means Ramayana and Mahabharata. Itihas means the personalities which can be remembered even today. That is Itihas. Any history is like that. By definition, history means a people, personalities, and time frame. That's it. That is Itihas. So Ram and Krishna, Bharat ki Atma hai. Itihas Purush, Ramayana and Mahabharata. These are two, and these two are hero. And it happened in a time frame. Puran का कोई time नहीं. Puran में there is no time कब हुआ. Like Mahabharata and Ramayana, we know it has happened this time, and that's why we talked about avatar. Bhagwan comes as a human being for a purpose. That is Itihas. So there are three categories. Now the question is, what is Bhagavad Gita then? So Bhagavad Gita is all three. Bhagavad Gita is Ved because Bhagavad Gita has the teachings of Ved. That's why we say Upanishatsu. Upanishad means essence of Ved. Upanishad by definition is a book, is a teaching which will remove your sorrow, your grief. Sad. Sad means depression, grief, sorrow, despondency. A book, a teaching which removes the sorrow, despondency, grief, depression, ignorance is Upanishad. So by definition, Bhagavad Gita is because it does that. That's the whole started Arjun Vishad. That's the problem. That's where Bhagavad Gita started. The second is Puran. Yeah, Bhagavad Gita's message is old, but still new. That's the reason we read, right? So by we can say still because the Puran is the definition, which is old but still valid, still valid. And the third thing, Itihas. Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. And Krishna is Itihas Purush. Arjun is Itihas Purush. Bhishma is Itihas Purush. Draupadi, Kunti, Itihas characters, right? So it is, that's why it is. So Bhagavad Gita is all three. So, and then that's like text definition. But what is the content? We'll see that in a few minutes. So what is in Bhagavad Gita? This shlok says, Brahma Vidyayam. So number one thing, Bhagavad Gita is Brahma Vidya. Then second is a Yoga Shastra. Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastra. We'll see what these two mean. So second is Yoga Shastra. Bhagavad Gita is a Yoga Shastra. And Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. So Bhagavad Gita is a Samvad. Samvad means dialogue, a communication. So three things: Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra, and Samvad. Samvad between Krishna and Shishya and Guru. So there are three things. Now we'll see very quickly what these three things. So Brahma Vidya is a science of absolute Science of absolute in simple terms. And what is that? Science means teaching. Absolute means Brahman. And we are all relative things. When it comes to body, absolute means Brahman. Truth is absolute, but truth is not relative. पूर्णत्वम जब हम बोलते हैं तो एब्सोल्यूट, केवल हमारे यहाँ केवल्य शब्द आता है जैन परंपरा में, केवल्य मीन्स एब्सोल्यूट. जब कैवल्य ध्यान में आप पहुंच जाते हैं, देयर इज नथिंग अदर देन यू, यू आर द ओनली वन, दैट्स कॉल्ड कैवल्य. परम हमने शब्द किया परमात्मा, दैट परमात्मा इज एब्सोल्यूट. So it is a science of absolute. Bhagavad Gita tells us what is absolute, and that's the goal, right? Second chapter is that is called Atma Gyan. Second chapter में भगवान बताते हैं कि आप शरीर नहीं हो, शरीर is relative. It has a time and space boundaries, but the Atma has no time and space. But Atma is absolute. So Bhagavad Gita second chapter तो पूरा हुई है. So that's why Bhagavad Gita is Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya की दूसरी definition we can say that the individuality is an illusion. We think, oh, I am this body, but भगवान अर्जुन भी बोलेंगे ये सब अलग अलग दिख रहे हैं, कोई अलग नहीं है, एक ही आत्मा है. I mean, we saw the श्लोक पंडिता समदर्शिना ब्राह्मणे गवि हस्तिनी शनि शुपाके च, सब में एक ही आत्मा है, कि बॉडी अलग अलग दिख रही. So the individuality is a false illusion that Bhagavad Gita removes. Brahma Vidya, that is called Brahma Vidya. Then of course it's a Purna Vidya. Then the last thing, it teaches the harmony. There's no duality. बिल्कुल वही श्लोक, everybody has the same Atma. So it brings the harmony. So Brahma Vidya या Brahma Vidya वाला जो आदमी है जिसको Brahma Vidya पूर्ण विद्या है, उस person, that's what, there is no duality. एक बार there was a discussion, Astik and Nastik. Astik means who don't believe in Bhagwan or God, and Nastik, Astik who believe in Bhagwan, Astik, or Nastik who don't believe in Bhagwan. So people call English में believer, non-believer, but Asti means भगवान है, नास्ति means भगवान नहीं है. So there was a debate going on. तो उन्होंने बोला okay, जो लोग बिलीव करते हैं, people have their own, बहुत डिस्कशन होता है, people have their own rational logic, they want to keep proving. तो उन्होंने बोला okay, जो लोग आस्तिक है इस तरफ खड़े हो जाइए. कुछ लोग इधर खड़े हो गए, कुछ विद्वान. तो उन्होंने कहा बाकी लोग, do you think they are correct, so you can join them. So a lot of people join this set of scholars who say आस्तिक भगवान है. Then there is a set of scholars, भगवान नहीं है, आस्तिक है. वो तो लोगों उन्होंने बोला कि जो लोग नास्तिक हैं इनको ज्वाइन कर लीजिए. सब ज्वाइन, आदमी खड़ा था, उस विनोबा जी का टाइप का कोई आदमी होगा, विनोबा भावे टाइप का, वो कहीं नहीं गया. तो उसने पूछा भाई तेरे को क्या हुआ, सब या तो तू आस्तिक है या नास्तिक है, तो कहीं नहीं जा रहा. तो उसने कहा मेरी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि मैं जब इन दोनों को देखता हूँ, दोनों भीड़ को, तो मुझे दोनों में भगवान दिखते हैं, किधर जाऊं. दैट इज कॉल्ड ब्रह्म विद्या. ब्रह्म विद्या नास्तिक आस्तिक के चक्कर में पड़ती नहीं है. ब्रह्म विद्या सभी, नास्तिक में भी भगवान है, देयर इज नो नास्तिक और आस्तिक. दैट हार्मनी ऑफ समदर्शा, हमने श्लोक भी पढ़ा था, पंडितना समदर्शिना. इसकी विजन जो है सो क्लियर दैट एवरीबॉडी इज सेम. सो हार्मनी ऑफ विजन, दैट इज ब्रह्म विद्या. So that's Brahma Vidya. Now Yoga Shastra. What is Yoga Shastra? So once we have the knowledge, I know how to apply that knowledge. Basically theory and practice. So Brahma Vidya is a theory, Yoga Shastra is the practice. Apply that knowledge. I got the knowledge that I am that Atma or सब में सब एक जैसा, लेकिन how to apply that, and that is Yoga Shastra. So Yoga Shastra means application. So how do you apply that knowledge? You have to make and write inquiry, which Arjun did. That is संवाद. जब आपको wisdom आ गई, अब उसको apply करने के लिए you have to get the right answer. So right answer के लिए you go to the right person. Last time we talked about Bhagavad Gita. Go to the right resource. Arjun went to Bhagwan Krishna. So make a right inquiry and use that inquiry in your life. Answer, and that becomes Yoga Shastra. इसीलिए योग का मतलब ही होता है joining. When the knowledge becomes part of your character, integration of that knowledge and integration of your behavior happens. That is yoga. That's the reason Bhagavad Gita is Yoga Shastra. It tells us, कैसे बताएंगे, हमने देखा है, अभी 6th chapter में हम देखेंगे, आगे भी last time भी हमने देखा था. भगवान tells like इंद्रिय निग्रह, sense control. If you do sense control, विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोक्तस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते. Shift that attention from Indri Vishay to Param Drashta, Bhagwan. That happens through Indriya Nigraha, sense control. And that's why it is Yoga Shastra. So Yoga Shastra, in simple terms, we can say it's a process where you use the knowledge, Brahma Vidya, to implement in your life. And in a simple term, it maybe look little like higher level. But if I and you're making inquiry into Bhagwan, the best part of Bhagavad Gita, आप भगवान से direct बात कर रहे हैं, कोई तीसरे we are talking to Bhagwan directly, कोई तीसरा आ नहीं रहा है. But if my receiver is not doesn't have the same wavelength or the frequency, then I will not receive the message. If I take the phone to India or T-Mobile service is not in India, I cannot receive the signals. So our problem is that we sometimes get the Brahma Vidya, हमें पता भी चल गया हम आत्मा है, लेकिन my receiver is not tuned. So Yoga Shastra is nothing but tuning the receiver, and that happens through sense control, sadhana. We will see 14th chapter, Sattva Gun, Rajogun, Tamogun, Sattva Gun upar badhana. All these things are nothing but tuning the frequency, tuning the receiver. That is Yoga Shastra. So pata lag gaya Yoga Shastra, and then samvad will happen. Then samvad means transfer of knowledge. That is samvad. So once you know Brahma Vidya, now you have the Yoga Shastra, the receiver is tuned, frequency is set, then transfer will happen. Otherwise, हम भगवत गीता कितना ही पढ़ ले, वही चिन्मयानंद जी वाली बात है कि I have gone through Bhagavad Gita 1000 times, but Bhagavad Gita has not gone through me even once. Doesn't matter how many times you go, because the frequency was not matching. मुझे पढ़ता हूँ समझ में नहीं आती, तो इसलिए go to the right guru. I mean, as we talked about how to study Bhagavad Gita, make notes like 4 steps, make a conviction कि yes, अर्जुन को जो हुआ मुझे होगा, then make a sankalp. Sankalp means training wheel again. You have to drop the sankalp also, that yes, I'll study with that conviction, and then go to the right resource. We saw that, right? And one of the things I said last time, that read Sthit Pragya Darshan first, so you know at least what our Bhagwan is talking about. And then Gita, like I read first time without reading Bhagavad Gita, I read Gita Pravachan, which is a translation or commentary on Bhagavad Gita by Vinoba Bhave Acharya. I never read Bhagavad Gita when I was 13, 14 years old. First time I read Bhagavad Gita Pravachan. And then I said, wow, I should read this book. Kya badhiya commentary Vinoba ji ne likhi. Of course, I was very young that time, but still, it intrigued me. So read some or talk to someone who has gone through and get inspiration, and then study shlok by shlok and slowly, and then there's a process, right? And then of course evaluate yourself. And if you see there's still your grade is like 50, 60, 70, C plus beta, go back to step one, go back. And then one day you will be out of this loop. Bhagavan says, yoga tit bhava, you will be out of this whole. But that's what. So again, Bhagavad Gita is Yoga Shastra, Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra, and Samvad. That's what Bhagavad Gita is. So we'll stop here and do our dhyan.